Hi everyone, my name's Peter. Most of you, or at least if you've been in a camp circle, you know me by my nickname, Pheaney, and that's definitely a story for a different time. I'm glad you got to hear from Talissa and Kayla. It's been super encouraging for me, and even as I sit there, hear additional stories that I didn't know about how God's using just Talissa investing in the lives of those kids and how the fruit that's going to produce. I'm really excited heading into the summer, just that relationship that she's built with parents and campers and staff, and how that will continue to just be an impact to those people. As a full-time staff member, I find that when I step out of the way and let our staff like that share stories, a lot of good things happen. So because of that, one of my favorite times of the year is at the end of the summer. And it's not just because I see a little more sleep on my horizon with our summer winding down, but it's actually because that's the time of year I always call out, just kind of in my personal agenda. I want to ask staff members how they saw God work throughout the summer. And I have a journal of sorts that I keep these stories. So this last summer, I literally had dozens of stories. I won't share all of them with you. You can tell we love stories here, but I had a few that really stood out, and they had just the theme of God's Word as I was reviewing and thinking about what I wanted to share. God's Word is kind of the theme that bubbled out. So the first one was with one of our younger boys, and what we do every week is we make sure kids that come have a Bible. If they don't have a Bible at home and they would like one, we make it a point to give them one. Well, this particular young boy, when he got his Bible, he was super excited about it, and again, this is just relayed from the staff, he carried it with him everywhere, and like literally everywhere, to the point that he would have it with him in the middle of a dodgeball game. So he had his Bible in this hand, and then if you can imagine the dodgeball in this hand. And I don't know which he used more, but hopefully he protected God's Word while he was doing that. Even cooler than that, though, besides the fact that he had it with him all the time, was he actually read it. And at the end of most days, he would want to read a passage from that Bible to his group with something he had found, maybe a story or a verse or just a passage he had come across that he wanted to share with his group. So that was just something that God used that Bible we gave him, and that boy was able to get into his Word more. Another story involved our memory verse challenge. So some of the staff might groan at this. What we do, every week we have a memory verse, and those stack up throughout the summer, and we ask both the kids and the staff members to memorize those throughout the summer. And every week then, on Thursday or Friday usually, we choose a random camper, and they get to challenge a staff member, and whoever can say the most memory verses wins. So if the camper wins, they get a prize, and the counselor gets messy, usually in some way. And if the counselor wins, they just don't get messy. So you can see how that's not quite fair for them. But this particular week, I don't even know who this camper challenged. The 6-year-old girl, 6-year-old, this was at the end of the summer. Doesn't really matter who she challenged, because at that point, we had 10 memory verses, and she was able to say all 10 of them were perfect. Which, trust me when I say that, was way better than I did. I attempted, it wasn't me that I got messy, luckily, but I attempted to memorize all those verses myself this last summer, and I got about 5 or 6 of them down. So I was just so impressed and was excited to see the 6-year-old hide God's Word in her heart, like that. The last story involves something we do. A few times each summer, we give the campers the chance, and we teach them how to retell a story we told them to an adult or adults in their life outside of camp. So last summer, during the story of Joseph, we spent all week telling the story of Joseph, and then we taught the kids how to go tell others, and then we also gave them a little card that they could get an adult to sign so we know if they told them and had some incentives. But at one of our smaller sites, I did the math on all the cards we got back, and our campers told 86 different individuals the story of the life of Joseph. So this is 86 people, probably family, friends, parents, grandparents, who would not have heard probably anything from the Bible that week, maybe some of them, but a lot of them would definitely not have heard that story were it not for our kids retelling it. I'm really excited about this summer as we move into the stories that we're going to tell are of the life of Christ. We're planning on doing this a few times again, and just telling stories about Jesus and how our kids are going to be able to retell that at all of our sites and a few times each summer. I'm excited to see how many of those stories go out. So I can keep going on. I love telling stories about camp. But what we wanted to do, like I said in the beginning, is give our parents and campers and staff members a little chance to talk. And since we didn't think it would work to have a dozen of them fly by up here, we spent the last few weeks taking some video. We interviewed a couple dozen staff members and campers and parents, and we put it together in a video. just to let them share with you how camp has impacted them and what it means to them. So, thanks a lot. I hope you enjoyed it.